This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Today is Rob's birthday, so I decided to let him write what I say for the intro. Go ahead, Rob. Despunk those balls. Roasted seaweed. Cool beans. Raw carrots and mayonnaise. Okay, wait. Now I'm annoyed too. Initiate launch sequence. 5, 4, 3, 2. Never mind. Happy birthday, Ronald. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Happy birthday, Ronald. It's
Robert.
Robert, right.
Ronald Pazzabini. I know that guy.
Or whatever. You know,
Welcome
I
to RIP Livecast.
think Frankie said it the best. Whatever his name is.
It is September 2nd, 2023. 40 years to the day.
Since we
that I
started
was
this
born.
show. Oh, no. Sorry. Close. Yeah, you know, that's like almost half your life we've been doing this show.
Yeah.
15
Basically.
years. So that 20 would be half. Almost half.
Yeah. We're actually, January would be the 20-year anniversary of Metal Injection. So that would,
Right.
that would have been.
Are you going to get some kind of honor for that? Or do you not
No
count
one has
this?
reached out at the moment.
You haven't been there for the full 20, so maybe you don't get.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
You're like stuck at 18 and a half, so you don't get those extra vacation days that you would have on the year 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also was thinking the other day, well, I guess it was a while ago now. I think it was in March, but we had the 22nd anniversary of us starting the BCR show.
Wow.
So that was
wow.
2001. Oh, you're not starting it. Me joining your show is what the day was.
Well, that's really when it started.
I wasn't going to.
Sid was doing his own show.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah.
Sid had different shows. So
Sid had a
Sid would
show.
join later.
You had a show with Bushwick Barry, Rob.
Mhm.
And I joined, and it was although Bushwick Barry's a very funny guy, it was like a clash of styles between the two of you. I feel like you were both doing your own show individually.
Yeah,
And
we were
Probably
trying to
lots
get
of
our own
Simpsons
shit in.
reference from both of them, though, right?
Yes. And I
A
think
lot more probably from Barry. I want to say.
You were
When
more
I-
Austin Powers.
I
You
do
brought-
remember we had some sort of falling out. I don't remember over what.
I remember. Do you want to get into it on the show?
Sure. I mean, it's 20 years ago now. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, before I get to it, it was actually the best thing because then we split our I believe it was a 4-hour block into 2 2-hour blocks. I believe, Darren, you were on both blocks, but
Yeah.
my block was clearly the better block. So
I think we can
eventually,
say that now.
I think Barry, 20 years later, we could say it. I think Barry eventually quit, and I got the whole 4-hour block.
Yes, that's exactly
Wow.
what happened, and that took 2 weeks worth of shows. It was just
Okay.
There were
It
two
was-
shows where it was the Barry show featuring me, and then the Rob show featuring me, and then after the second week, Barry was like, "Fuck it."
I don't
Okay,
remember this. I was obviously not at the station anymore. This was
Right.
after I graduated, I guess, right?
No,
Yes.
you were there. You
Yeah.
were, or you
no,
just
you had a
had the
show going
Tuesday
on.
show. Because remember, so the reason it was this 4-hour block is because the prime block would be, as we've discussed on the show before, on our public access channel on television cable.
Yeah,
so when they would run like the community guide of community events, the audio would be from our channel. So that would be the only time there would be any possible listeners.
Yeah.
So everybody would try to take a good slot, and then nobody wanted the Friday slot because everyone had lives.
Yeah.
And so they gave it to me and Barry because we were the freshmen, and like, again, nobody wanted it. And we were like, hell yeah, this is our Friday night fun. So that's why we were there. And yeah, so you were there because yours, I remember, Sid, I don't know why I remember this. You had the Tuesday slot.
And you were on with Lonnie, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like
you
the
and Lonnie were
Cyrus
doing
and
the
the Gorilla show with Sid and Lonnie. That's where.
So
you
what
came
was the
up-
fight? What was the fight there? Because I don't know.
It wasn't really a fight, but it was like I said when we were doing the show all together for a few weeks. It was like Rob would come in with a few ideas. I say ideas like maybe you had just a spark of an idea and you would just ad lib, but it was always funny. And then Barry would come in, and he did the same thing, but it was more shticky. Like he would write, like he would just be like, "I'm Mr. T," I'm Mr. T, fool, but that was it. Like it wasn't really fleshed out.
I remember there was a Scottish character whose whole pitch was, "I want to clean your bagpipes."
Yeah, I want to clean your bagpipes. But that was it. There was no
that
like
was
lead
it. That was
up.
the whole character.
There was no
he was
setup.
Just keep repeating that.
He was just like, "I'm Angus, and I'm gonna clean your bagpipes," And that was it. That was the whole.
And then we were like, "Oh well, how's your day, Angus?" "I want to clean your bagpipes."
He froze.
Oh, okay. Well, like, so what do you think of the news of the day? "I want to clean your bagpipes."
Right. So
and so on.
I think actually Mr. T was me. We started talking about Mr. T was in the news for some reason. And then Angus was doing the bagpipes. And I started doing Mr. T talking to Angus, like to spice it up. I was like, "Well, you got a name like Angus, fool," or something like that, whatever. And he would just kept going, "I want to clean your bagpipes." And then it expanded, and it was like a whole universe of Mr. T talking to Angus, like Mr. T don't let nobody clean his bagpipes, fool, But then a few weeks of that went on, and it was like very clear that he felt like we were not building up his bit enough, and we weren't paying enough homage to like the work he put into the bit, I think, and he felt upset about it. And so then Rob and Barry got together, and I never saw the behind the scenes of this. They came to some agreement and said, "Okay, we're going to split the show up now." And I was like, I enjoy doing this on a Friday night, so I'm going to go to both. And I did.
Oh, okay. See, I don't remember that part of it.
I was not involved in the discussions.
Yeah.
This was negotiated
also,
by the two of you.
In general, I think it's like it was very like it's kind of like a framework of our entire friendship at the time, which was I was very blasé and just winging it, and he took things way too seriously. Because I also remember this might have been actually after you were gone, Sid, that like he took on a bigger role at the station to be like the president or I don't
Wasn't
know, or
he
like
music
the music director
after me?
Yeah, that's what it was. And he started like giving me shit for not doing, or like he started giving everyone shit for like not doing their jobs. And it's like, do you know where you are, Barry? This is the radio station.
He was trying to clean up my laissez-faire bullshit mess that I left, because I was just like, everybody do whatever the fuck you want. Who cares? And then he came in and he was like, "Oh, I should actually try to take this seriously."
That's true.
And nobody wanted to hear it.
Yes, like he tried to. Okay, so
and then
it's
didn't
so funny
his girlfriend at the time become the manager of the station?
Yes. Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah,
and it was like and then they forced me out, which was so funny. Because they didn't like that I wasn't putting it. I was the webmaster, of course.
Okay.
And so they forced me out because I wasn't. And I remember even there was like an election, and we had to like give our speeches. And my speech was like, "Hey, vote for the other guy. I don't care. Like whatever. Like I don't care. I'm not taking this seriously. This is a fucking radio station. I come here to nap between classes. So like, come the fuck on."
Wow.
And funny enough, I remember that person did win. And then like didn't do it or like broke it or something. So they like were like, "All right, you got to go." And then they reinstated
it's a coup. You staged a coup unintentionally. Did you break it, Rob, on purpose?
I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. That was the problem.
You hacked the system.
But yeah, that's true. I forgot that also, his girlfriend at the time was brought into like. And she had a very motherly vibe to her already, so she was all about like fixing things up to a very fascistic
and this
degree.
Sorry, I'm not going to give any names. This was the woman he wound up marrying.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Well, there was one other
college
tidbit.
drama.
I wanted to add one more tidbit to this. So before I started coming into Rob and Barry's show, I would call into your show because I would just be home and you were like, "Hey, you want to do something funny on the air?" And I would go, "Yes." So I would call in, do a character, do a bit, or say something funny. And then we were just talking one day and he's like, "My friend Sid has a show. I think you have the same sense of humor. He's really funny." So I was like, "Okay, let me listen to it." And it was really funny. It was him and Lonnie, being Filani, who's been on our show also.
Did you already know Lonnie at that point?
I didn't know either one of you. I didn't know either of you. I met Lonnie from listening to the show, and then I met him later again. We used to go play poker.
Oh,
after.
yeah, that's what I didn't know if that was before or after you heard the show.
After, so I listened. And then one day I wasn't doing anything, and I called in to sit in Lonnie's show to do the same thing I was doing on Rob and Barry's show. I just told some joke, or I did a bit or a character, and Lonnie roasted the fuck out of me. I was like,
did
"What?
we know it was you, or did we just think you were some rando?"
I think you did know it was me, but didn't know who I was.
Remember this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Sid was supportive, and Lonnie was like, "No, this is fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of here."
That sounds about right.
And I never knew if he was doing that as the Lonnie joke, that he just, he keeps shits on everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never know.
He just, so I was really hurt by that. I was like, wow, I thought that was really funny what I just did. And Sid agreed. You were like kind of politely arguing with him. It's burned into my brain.
Oh my God, I wish I had the tapes of this somewhere. I might at my mom's place.
Yeah.
If I go looking.
Please, I'd love to hear it through the lens of today and see if I remember this correctly.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that show was great because we used to, like Rob said, we used to be on the air. The transmitter would reach like 3 blocks away. So you couldn't actually hear it on the radio. You could technically if you're standing like right in front of the door of the radio station, but otherwise you couldn't hear it. So one time we were driving away, finished with the show, and we listened to what was on after our show. Oh no, we put a loop on of our show, like a repeat. So we'd play all night, and we got to hear the show about 2 miles away because the weather was exactly perfect.
It was a clear night. I was just thinking about that. We left it on, and we were at like Coney Island Avenue.
Wow.
We were so shocked. Kings Highway. We were like, I can't believe we still hear it. This is amazing. Technology is insane.
People might hear this.
All of Brooklyn could hear. All of
They're
South
not,
Brooklyn.
but they could.
Right.
They could. The ability,
the potential exists.
That's what made radio so fun. Or like it would be so weird also for me because I would do DJ shifts during the day. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. Was I remember when I first got to the station, there was a music director before Sid, and the whole thing as a freshman is you had to do a format show, which is the music director creates a format and you had to play music within the format. So basically, all the music was essentially picked for you to play.
You get like per hour, you'd get like 1 or 2 slots that were your choice.
Right. And so I remember as soon as Sid, you took over, that stopped. Because nobody enforced it. And then when Barry came in, he started enforcing it, and like all these freshmen that were like volunteering their time were just like, well, then what's the point of? Why would I do this if I can't even play the music I want? I'm out of here. And like he scared away all these. Or maybe I might be exaggerating that he scared them away, but I do remember there being resistance to like having to go back to doing it the way it should have been.
Here's the thing. I'm always, as you know, if there's an easiest path to something, then that is 100% the path I will take every fucking time. So the point of the format was we report our playlists to CMJ so they could do their charts, their college radio charts. And that's how bands promote their success. Record labels promote bands like, oh, this band's chart, like getting a lot of spins at this station in this area. You should book them to play there, blah, blah, blah. And so in my head, I'm like, it's not like there's some system where they're picking up our frequency and checking what songs we're playing. I submit this list and that's gospel. So as long as I submit the list as it should be submitted, who gives a fuck what we're actually playing? So I had the appearance of us doing what we're supposed to do. And then everybody still got to have fun and play whatever the fuck they wanted. And it was a victimless crime.
Right.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Sid.
And the music probably wound up being better anyway by doing that.
Yeah, no worse, at least. I mean, I tried to have my playlist, the official playlist, be stuff that I actually liked and was good. I very rarely in my tenure did I put things on our charts that I thought was garbage. So once in a while there'd be a favorite, something that I was like whatever about, and I'd put it on just because its promoter asked me. But mostly it was really good stuff. So if people did stick to that, it would still be good. But if they didn't, whatever. As long as you're
And
happy.
the downside is essentially that these songs that you're charting aren't actually getting the airplay that you're promising. So they're potentially missing out on fans. The
But
response
it's
to
like
that is
half a
nobody's listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I
You're the
can't
only
believe
one.
promoters like would think that they were promoting something by putting it on this station that nobody can hear anywhere.
I think the promoters also knew it was bullshit, but it's at least something that
Everyone
they
has
could bring
to-
to the
yeah.
record label and be like,
Oh.
"You're charting at this station. Here, see what I did for you."
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the
great work,
promoters-
son.
the
Great
record
work.
label was
Good
checking.
job, boy.
The promoters
House
can't admit
cards.
it's exactly. The promoters can't admit it's bullshit because then their job is irrelevant.
Yes.
So they have to prop you up as legitimate so that their job is legitimate. So that these labels have to hire them to get this notoriety on these stations that don't really even.
I'm just picturing this fat cat sitting in the office. Like, let's see here. WBCR, you say? Well, okay, we got our songs on there. That's terrific, boy. You did a great job. Like, what?
That's exactly it.
And the other side of it is, I remember working at a record label, and the radio promo guy doing exactly what you were just mocking, Darren, which is like, oh, we got ads in 100 stations, WBLD, WXBB, KPPR, K blah blah blah, and
They're
they're
all
probably
Sid.
all, yeah, they're all SIDs. They're all various SIDs.
They're all just letters that Sid made up. They're not even other Sids.
And like that person validated their job.
But the other thing I was going to say about being on the and by the way, I also want to add, I hope Barry's not listening to this because I dearly love Barry. I hope they don't think like we're shitting on Barry, but I just
And really, it's like
such a weird
we're
time.
shitting on Barry 20 years ago. You're not this person anymore. None of us
That's
are.
That's true.
I'm
Barry. You
exactly
gotta
the
admit.
same person.
Well,
It's
yeah.
basically the same.
I'm about 90% the same person. But the thing about hearing the show on the air is that it, like you said, Rob, they would have the channel where you go to get your herpes checked out and whatever, like Alcoholics Anonymous messages, and then you'd hear us while that was going on. But from that, we got a pretty sizable audience, I would think, because it was just people flipping around, bored, high as fuck, and just like watching the stupid like UHF channels and shit, and the cable channels that nobody watches. And we got regulars from that. Like we would just scoop them in because they would hear, what the fuck is this? It's usually music. Why is this now talking? They'd listen to us for a few minutes and like, whoa, this shit is funny.
We would also SEO it after a while because all the other shows at the time were on the public access channels were these essentially twerking videos to modern hip hop. So we would it would just be club videos, literally with just women like dry humping in the hardest way possible.
A lot of it is still that.
Daggering.
Yeah, staggering. Dry
daggering.
humping. Oh yes, what is
Daggering
it?
and Staggering. That's the show title. Daggering and Staggering.
Daggering. Oh my god, I didn't realize that there was a term like that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Staggering is a thing too. That's what Kevin McDonald does.
But so we would just for our music break whenever we'd want to go and like smoke some pot or whatever, we would, instead of playing the stuff that we listened to, although I would say like it would be hip hop that I would listen to that I played. But it wasn't like we realized nobody cared about rock. But if we played hip hop, people would leave the channel on, and then we could antagonize them when we got back and get them to call our number, which we had a live phone number. And that's how the fun really happened. Was interacting with these people, and people just calling in. And I'm sure we've discussed the shout outs and everything, and mocking people for wanting to do shout outs.
That's where wanting started.
That's where wanting started. Because one was a popular term at that time. I feel like no one gets it now. But,
it was like it's a popular outro to say like one love. It was like a short way for that.
But the funniest thing to me was when they would just call up and be like, all right, I want to hear Ja Rule now. And we'd be like, no. This is not, this is not a request show. Like, what gave you that? We play.
Ja Rule sucks.
We just play music when we have to go take a piss. Like, this is not Hot 97. Like, go away. Oh, you don't go away. You can talk to us, but we're not playing what you want. Fuck off.
But if you want us to play Ja Rule now, we would consider it if you email us, riplivecast@gmail.com. That's the email address. Give us some. Let us know some of your. What are some of your memories of 20 years of Rob on the air in your lives. Let us know. RAPLivecast@gmail.com. We haven't promoted our email address in a while.
Yeah.
So I want
Do you
to
want
get a little
to
interaction.
respond to some of these birthday shout outs?
Yeah, let's read some of these birthday shout
While we
outs
play Ja Rule.
in the chat.
Oh.
Judrino says, "Z dnем рождения, Robert." And I say thank you for that. Спасибо большое.
What does
Dusty
that
Rose
mean?
Ruffles-
You can't leave us in the dark?
Oh, he just said happy birthday.
Okay. I
In
thought
Russian.
maybe there was just some special
Oh, no,
tailored
no.
message. I don't know.
It was Dusty Rose Ruffler says happy birthday. Aaron from Facebook says happy birthday,
Oh.
Rabba. Colin says happy birthday. Thank you.
And this is one of the stars aligned. Today we're doing the show on your actual birthday.
Yeah.
Yes. Deuterino says his favorite memory is Rob breaking at least 2 chairs on the air.
Yes.
I do remember that we would have very flimsy chairs.
I will give you some solidarity on that because I broke 1 chair. Definitely. At least. 1 on the air. I know I've broken other chairs in your presence.
Oh, Dusty Rose Buffalo, when Rob got drunk on air
That
for
was a
every
good
caller. That was a tough one. A tough one.
Dusty, you might be mistaken. When Rob almost got toxic alcohol.
Exactly. When I almost had
seriously.
liver poisoning from drinking so much in an hour. Jeez Louise.
Deuterino mentions a video of you daggering and Jake from Periphery's face. I don't remember this.
I don't think it was show related. I think
Is
was
it one
on
of those?
his
No,
Facebook or
it's
something.
probably one of those behind the scenes videos when Jake would be our studio audience. For
Right, but I don't.
You shook your ass in his grill?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Deuter, link it.
And that's why him and Noah are no longer together.
Yeah. Wow.
It was Rob's fault.
If only that
And
were
he keeps trying to hit me up. I'm like, sorry, Jake. This dagger's taken.
Oh, that's not exactly what I meant, but sure. All right. You flipped him.
Yeah, who knew? He was on the periphery of your ball sack
Oh my god.
that he got in.
So what are your
Get
big
outta
weekend
here.
plans, Rob, for your birthday?
Nothing too crazy. We're all going to do a little get together at a local bar and just
Is
hang
Jose
out.
Mangid going to be there?
He's not. He's not in the city. He lives in Los Angeles. But otherwise, I would have invited him.
Any celebrities showing up? Any music celebrities?
I love
I'll
Jose
be there.
Mangid.
No,
You'll
it's
be
going to
there?
be our friends. It's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
any
our broses.
celebrities?
Oh, Deuterino asks, any seafood towers? Unfortunately, the venue that I chose did not have seafood towers, but now I'm rethinking it.
They have
Should've
oyster
probably
and
done-
shrimp po' boys, though.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Just turn it vertically, and then it's a seafood.
Yeah.
That's
We could
fair.
just
Jeremy...
lay you down and put sushi all over your naked body like they do.
Oh, you guys want to
I-
eat sushi?
And then feed it back to you.
Oh.
Darren
I
doesn't
don't-
do sushi.
I would eat food off of your body, but not seafood.
Would you do like a chicken tempura roll off of Rob's belly button?
Sure. Absolutely.
Hands free? You did dive in with the mouth?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not off your penis. That's a little
No,
too
belly
far.
button, belly button.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if it was half pushed into his belly button? So you had to actually
No, I don't.
pull
'Cause
it out.
Things get in there.
I mean, I would,
Yeah.
and also I would have showered before, showered and dried off. I want to say I wouldn't want to lay down wet on this bed and you get
But
like a
it's
soggy
seafood.
piece of sushi.
I don't
You
want
could
to.
say
I
it's
don't want
seawater.
anything from even within my belly button. So don't take offense, Rob.
I'm not. I don't at all.
This stuff gathers, even if you're the most clean
Yeah.
person. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So now that we're all in our 40s,
Oh yeah, for the next 3 months.
what are the tips, guys? What should I know about 40s? What should
I'm
I know? What starts happening?
You turn 50.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's all
no.
downhill, Rob. You're just gonna. You thought the third butt cheek was a problem.
I'll tell you
Never know what's gonna show up.
the decade that by far went by the fastest is my 40s.
Oh,
I don't know if I don't know if that's due to being 40, due to, or just the fact, like my particular circumstance. I don't know, but I felt like I blinked and it was over, almost.
That's kind of how I feel about my. I mean, I guess it just life keeps accelerating as you get older.
Yeah,
because I do feel like my 30s kind of like I started thinking about like, oh, where was my life 5 years ago? I couldn't even remember, like, what was I doing in 2018? I have no idea. I had to look through my phone photo gallery. I was like, oh yeah, oh, this is a good year. This is pretty fun. Good stuff.
Oh my god, maybe you have Alzheimer's.
Oh no, Rob.
No, it's just I remember, like, I remember everything that happened. I just don't remember that it necessarily happened in 2018.
I understand.
You know, it's hard to remember even things like that. I'm like, wow, that's been 2 years ago now. You know, also with the pandemic, the 3 years of just nothingness, or 2 years, I would say, I guess, 2.5. Mm-hmm. It kind of makes the timelines more difficult.
It seemed like I started doing things again, maybe like August 2021, I guess. I don't know, something like that. Like really back to normal, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Yeah, so this time 2 years ago was, and now I feel like we're pretty much, it's all, you know, just, there's people wearing masks occasionally.
You know, you mentioned that. I did have something related to that I wanted to ask Sid about, because we went to the show and I forgot. I kind of felt sheepish about. We went to see the Kevin McDonald show. Kevin McDonald of the Kids in the Hall,
and our old pal Dave Hill.
Yeah, Dave Hill's in the cast. It's a rock opera, and Dave Hill was playing guitar and played a couple of theatrical parts in the show. Highly recommended if this show ever plays in your city. Wonderful show. But so it was like probably a 200 person venue, or 300 maybe.
That's probably 300.
And I was like kind of sheepish. I didn't look around. It was like nobody wearing a mask, and I wanted to put my mask on because this dude was fucking coughing and hacking and phlegming right next to me, like slightly in front of me. So it was like a little better than if he was right next to me. But yeah, he actually looked kind of like Bellini from the Kids in the Hall. But with a facial hair. So, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just putting my mask on. And I turn around and I look, and Sid had a mask on. And I was like, I didn't know you do that.
Well, I don't always, but it was pretty crowded in there. And lately I've been having to take my mom to a lot of doctor visits. And so I'm extra like afraid of like getting her sick.
Yeah.
So for
same
that
here. That's really why I do it too. You know, my mom is 80, so she's very healthy, you know, knock wood, but
yeah, I was actually surprised with how many people were wearing masks.
It's also in the news now that the COVID numbers are going up lately. So
yeah, maybe it was like my angle. You know, the people I was seeing were the ones with no masks on. But I saw like 2 people other than our group wearing masks, throughout the whole place. So
I think I saw a few more than that. But yeah,
I definitely saw more than that.
Major minority.
Yeah, it was. I want to be clear; it was absolutely a minority still. But even that, like, I'm just going to concerts. Nobody wears it. Like at a metal show. You know, there's very few people are going to be wearing masks. So
I don't wear them outside. I don't wear them at the store. I wear them if I'm in a very tight space, like an elevator, or a show, or like a crowded movie theater, something like that. Or if I'm walking through a crowded restaurant, when I get to my table, I take it off and eat. But like if I'm walking to the bathroom, I put it back on. Like if I'm gonna be next to like a lot, because you never know when someone's just gonna turn their head and fucking snot right in your face.
That's right.
So why not be prepared? What's the big deal?
Yeah, and exactly. What's the big deal? Like if that's what makes you feel comfortable and safe, go for it.
Yeah.
You know, either way. Like I don't understand these people that are mask shaming, or I've been seeing a little bit of this kind of. Like, oh, they're trying to bring the lockdowns back. Like, what? There's like been a recommendation to consider wearing masks when you're in a
That's how it starts,
space.
Rob.
That's it.
But to be clear, I also don't really like at this point in time, I don't support people shaming others for not wearing masks either. Like, do what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Totally. And for the record, I do not think there's going to be another lockdown.
No.
I just don't think they're going to do it, or anybody's going to go for it.
I think they'd do it if it got real bad, like if hospitals started filling up and stuff, you know, again.
Yeah.
They're saying that positive cases are going up, but the fatalities are not anywhere near what they used to be because
Right. Well, also
it's
there's
a
just
weaker
been
virus
antibiotics
now.
created. There's more ways to fight it.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's just like it's basically a synthetic virus, and nobody knows what the fuck this thing does to you like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And there's not enough research into it. So you really have a vested interest in not catching COVID. I mean, I'm sorry. Even if you think you're not going to get sick, you might get sniffles, you might not even miss a day of work. But please, if you listen to anything on this show that I say, don't get COVID. Like, take precautions. We don't know what the fuck this thing does. It could do nothing to you now and do something to you in 20 years. Like, you don't fucking know. Like, be careful.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to live your life in a crypt. I understand. Go have fun, but use precautions when you have fun. It's serious shit, man.
Yeah.
On the topic of birthdays, I want to wish Keanu Reeves a happy birthday today. Also, we're birthday buddies. 59.
I remember a very handsome person on the show once accidentally wished him a happy birthday, thinking it was for him, and I was supposed to be recording a birthday message for you. I don't know if you remember this. Might have been last year, I think.
Oh.
You don't remember this, guys?
I don't remember this.
I recorded a thing. It's probably on Facebook. If you go look, it's me at my console, and I'm like, I've been told it's a very wonderful celebrity's birthday today. Someone who cares for the poor, and someone.
Okay, now remembering this.
Now I do remember this.
Happy birthday, Keanu Reeves. Wait, Rob? The fuck out of here! Really? It's his birthday too? Oh, okay.
Do you share with any other celebrities, Rob?
Yeah, Salma Hayek.
Ooh,
57.
Yeah, she's in that video too. I don't have any very famous people that I know. Hank Greenberg is the one that I remember.
Wait, is that the baseball player or the ESPN gambling guy?
The baseball player. I didn't know there was another Hank Greenberg.
Or is that Hank Goldberg? That's Hank Goldberg, I think.
Hank Greenberg, the famous Jewish,
yes,
maybe the best Jewish baseball player of all time, and also suffered anti-Semitism because he didn't make the All-Star team in a year that he won the MVP.
That's fucking wild.
Because of his manager being an anti-Semite.
I will say, I think Sandy Koufax probably ahead of him for famous Jewish baseball players, but those are the top two.
I side with Hank Greenberg.
Because he had the longer career?
And because of my birthday.
Okay, fine.
But yes, Sandy Koufax is a worthy Jew. In the long list of Jewish athletes that are great athletes and great sports figures. Those are the two best Jews.
There's actually a few other people who I share a birthday with. Casey from Casey and JoJo.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Casey and the Sunshine
Band. Also, the actress who portrayed Libby in Lost, Cynthia Watros. She was part of the Others.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah. Oh, I got Frank Langella and Morris Chestnut. Betty White. Betty White.
Boom.
No way.
Boom. That's awesome.
I would have feel like
you had a whole lifetime of sharing your birthday with Betty White, and you never cashed in on it.
I figured I should have known. Oh, this one I did know. Vern Troyer was born. I did know that. I forgot because who the fuck cares? But yes.
What titans of industry? Betty White and Vern Troyer. Oh, and also bassist Sam Rivers, happy birthday. Also of Limp Bizkit.
I've got Benedict Cumberbatch and Brian May from Queen.
Oh, those are some heavy hitters.
And
Betsy Ross, who sewed the American flag, is on my list.
Oh, and Cat Williams. Thank you, Quick Ben Comeback. Also, happy birthday today.
Wow.
Jinder Mahal on my birthday.
No way.
Oh, former WWE champion.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you can say that. And it's
Howard Schultz.
Oh, I have some sports guys too. Terry Bradshaw, Lennox Lewis. Hello.
What?
A lot of September 6th babies. September 2nd babies, I mean.
You don't even remember when your birthday is. Were you on the wrong page?
What day is it?
Wow, I got Stepan Bandera, the Nazi Ukrainian who helped Hitler in World War II.
What?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they'd list him, but sure.
I guess he's famous.
Yeah,
Sure.
but you'd think it'd be like people are searching for who they share a birthday with. You'd put the positive ones in there.
Well,
You know?
maybe
Oh,
that just
well.
says something about whoever curated that site. That
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
think
say,
it's
maybe
positive.
what fucking Stormfront by accident. No, I have not, because they have Grandmaster Flash on here.
Oh, maybe they
Oh.
thought it was a Grand Wizard. I just put it by accident.
Former presidential candidate Gary Johnson.
So each of us have a
Oh,
former
wow.
presidential candidate. Nice.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's enough of those, I guess. I'm going down like I'm running out of like. Oh, Fernando Tatis Sr.
Okay.
shares a birthday with me. That's
going
about
to be
it.
the rest of the show. The show is just who do we share famous birthdays?
Jimmy
Is this
Hart?
the next
Is that a good
the
one?
next level of asking Noah what wrestler she'd fuck? Is asking
Yeah.
each of us which people on our birthdays we'd fuck?
Yes, I wouldn't fuck any of those people I just mentioned.
Yeah, me neither.
By the way, they're all men. Do I don't even have any women except Betty White. I think I said one woman.
Yeah,
Other than her, who was it?
I don't remember.
Shit. All right. Well, there
Most
you
of mine were dudes too. I think Steve Carell's wife was the only woman on the list. Nancy Walls Carell.
go. Give me some women born on January 1st that I can fuck here. Like, it's not a fun game when it's all men. Well, sorry, Rob. For me, it's not a fun game when it's all men.
Well, I mean, I got Selma Hayek in mind, so I'm a winner. I'd be
I'll
willing to
trade
go
you.
by for her.
Yeah. Well, listen.
But on the topic of people fighting back against things that nobody is telling them to do, as we were talking about earlier,
Correct.
I wanted to mention the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, or the NIAAA, or I guess NIAAA is probably how they say it.
Are they trying to force me to quit drinking again?
Well, so the chief, or the director of it, was recently interviewed, and he agreed with Canada's recommendation that people only drink 2 beers per week. That would be the healthiest way to approach life, is to limit yourself to 2 beers per week.
Seems reasonable.
And this isn't a rule or a law or a ban. It's a recommendation.
What they
And I
think is the average baseline healthy amount of beers to drink.
Exactly.
Got it.
And so, of course, I remember I saw this like a week or two ago, and I'm like, this is going to be like that thing where like a year ago, they were like, Biden wants to take away your hamburgers, when they were like, oh, it's recommended that you don't eat beef,
Right.
beef is like it's not good for you.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, I'm like, oh my God, people are going to be like, I'm going to get tagged just to show them.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's the first person to take the bait in quite a comical way, to the point that I want to discuss it on the show right now, is villain of the show, Ted Cruz, Texas senator, who, when you think real man, you think Ted Cruz.
Why does he just have a bunch of chubby dudes and?
Well, I was going to say, this looks like that meme of that white girl, that skinny white girl surrounded by like big black guys, like that porn scene
Right.
meme. Like, that's what this looks like. Like, it looks like Ted Cruz is the bottom in a country daddy gangbang right here.
And the other thing it looks like to me, where you paused it, or it's paused right there, is you remember that old viral video, Shoes, where there's like a guy in
Yes.
drag. Shiz. Oh my God. Shiz. That's what Ted Cruz is gonna say right now. Shiz. Cruz.
This is
Oh my God. Cruz.
This is a Ted Cruz no loads refused party right
Oh
here.
my God. As long as you have immigration papers.
Yeah. No American loads refused.
Yeah. He will refuse Mexican loads.
Yeah.
All Mexican loads refused.
Yeah, all alien loads refused. They would say. All right, well, let's hear how Ted Cruz responds to this latest recommendation from the NIAAA.
Shoes.
Oh, hold on, let me share this.
done that for new construction. They're trying to go after and regulate ceiling fans. I got to tell you, it's hot in Texas. We don't want to get rid of our ceiling fans. And now these idiots have come out and said, drink 2 beers a week. That's their guideline. Well, I got to tell you, if they want us to drink 2 beers a week, frankly, they can kiss my ass.
And then he chugs a Shiner Bock.
Senator,
which is a beer.
I brought a beer to drink with you. I'll drink this non-alcoholic beer with you because I'm not allowed to drink on camera. But
then you're not breaking the guideline.
Yeah,
So I want to point out, like, that's how staged this is. That the anchor on air on Newsmax, who, by the way, was fired from Fox News for losing a sexual harassment.
Yeah, they don't
case.
they don't like losers on Fox News. If he had won the sexual harassment case, he'd still be there.
That's right. Newsmax, though, takes all losers of sexual harassment cases. That's where they all go to get work. Them and Chris Cuomo, probably.
Oh my God, news. You know what's funny is that what should happen now is the guy who wrote that recommendation should just come into the frame and be like, that's a non-alcoholic beer. Like, you can drink 12 of those in a
Drink
day.
as many as
It
you
doesn't
want,
matter.
buddy.
It's
That's
just
fine.
like, it's like a Shirley Temple. It's fine. You just
Yeah,
can
the
have
problem isn't
all
the
of
beer;
those
it's
you
the
want.
alcohol.
Right, exactly. It's not that it
Yeah.
tastes like a beer, dummy. It's just there's alcohol in it.
He's doing it, but it goes on.
I'll have a sip. In
Well,
the meantime,
look, I got to say, have you ever seen a brand do more damage to itself than Bud Light?
Like
which
what?
would
This is just the greatest hits
single-handedly
thing.
seem to destroy themselves. So I'm glad you're not drinking a Bud Light. Personally, I'm fond of Shiner.
That's why he's just glad that the anchor. He'd rather the anchor drink non-alcoholic beer.
Right.
Like, he's so mad that the recommendation is to only drink 2 alcoholic beers a week that he's like, I'll show them, I'll drink a lot. And then the anchor's like, well, I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. He's like, no, it's okay because at least it's not Bud Light.
Right.
That's kind of his point.
I hate to break this to Ted Cruz, but Bud Light and you are on the same side of this issue. Bud Light would love for you to drink many times orders of magnitude more than 2 beers per week.
They're just also okay with gay people and trans people drinking that many.
Right.
And Ted Cruz, I guess, is not. That's the only people that should listen to the recommendation.
So
I think Bud Light is a very heterosexual beer. Would you agree with that? I don't know.
I mean, they do a lot of gay pride advertising. I definitely have visuals of like Bud Light ads at gay bars.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going after an untapped market.
Yeah. I mean, they're all going after. They're going after every market. It's one of the biggest brands in the world.
Personally, I'm fond of Shiner Bock, which is a good Texas brand. I've been to the Shiner
I hate to agree
Brewery
with him.
in
It's actually
Shiner,
very
Texas,
delicious.
and I recommend it. And I promise you, this is not alcohol-free beer down here.
Ah, he just went up the guy.
By the
Look
way,
at how
I
this
have,
guy has to eat
right
shit
after
now.
the
Look at
show,
this.
Won't be alcohol free either, and it may just be.
Oh, see, he said after the show he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
promise,
tagged. Don't
I
worry.
promise.
I
I'll make
swear,
up
I promise.
I'm definitely gonna drink a real beer. Get out of here.
I am confused though why the host can't drink an alcoholic beer on camera.
Well, he's
but
on
the
air.
guest
You can't get drunk on air.
But Ted Cruz is on air.
Well, you can't
With
tell your
him.
guests what to do. I think just it's in his contract that he can't drink on air, probably
Oh.
because I'm sure a lot of the
It
it
would.
probably has to do with the sexual harassment thing.
He'll start fingering the makeup artist.
Oh, maybe it's a legal thing that he's not allowed to drink and around
Yeah.
anybody else for like 100 yards or something.
Yeah, okay, I didn't consider that.
That's nothing to do with the contract. He's gonna get house arrest. I'm sorry, Rob. 1 second. Just
No
to go
problem.
back to the last scene of that, it's so funny to me that Ted Cruz gave him the middle finger, basically. It's like, well, I assure you, I'm drinking a real beer. I'm drinking a real beer. Unlike you, you dumb freak, sitting there with your little moosey, stupid studio.
Personally, I'm fond of Shiner Bock, which is a good Texas brand. I've been to the Shiner Brewery in Shiner, Texas, and I recommend it. And I promise you, this is not alcohol-free beer down here.
Like that pussy
it
shit
sounds
you're
like-
drinking.
Honestly, to me, that sounded like a wrestling promo. And I promise you, motherfucker.
Clan
It won't be
motherfucker.
you. 2 men enter, 1 man leave with a real beer.
2 men enter the Shiner Bock Brewery. And 1 man leaves with liver damage.
And I promise you, Clarence, motherfucker, it won't be you.
Yeah!
Is he coming to your birthday thing today, Rob?
No, he's not.
Oh, god damn
He
it.
couldn't make it. couldn't find
Literally,
the bus route.
physically couldn't make it.
The door isn't wide enough. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I take that back.
Yeah, so that was pretty great. And yeah, so this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna be a talking point. They're trying to tell me how much beer I could drink. I don't think so.
yeah, and again,
It's
no
like-
one's telling you what to do. Drink all the beer you like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like on the containers, they tell you what the serving size is. They're not enforcing it. They're just like, here's what the research says. Do with it what you will.
Now Biden try to tell me how many drinks I can have. This is commie government.
And by the way, can we just point out that the government is not very strict about what things are healthy? I mean, they McDonald's is perfectly fine to eat, according to the government.
Yeah, I mean, if you think exactly like high fructose corn syrup is healthy to eat, it's fine.
Right.
You can have that.
It's just whatever someone wants to pay for.
Exactly. Speaking of whatever somebody wants to pay for, we had the Donald Trump mugshot last week. I'm not sure if it's happened since our show, probably, right? And
I don't know.
he had his little mugshot. He looked very, very stern. I think it might have been 2 weeks ago. But anyway, obviously, he figured people are going to start selling shit with his mugshot on it, like T-shirts, mugs, flags, what have you.
Get a mugshot mug?
Yeah.
I will give him credit. He's like, if anybody's gonna make money off my mugshot, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
To quote Justin Timberlake. And I want to play this video that he posted on his Truth Social account.
Is there anyone on the planet that doesn't know what I look like? I wish there were some people like that. That'd be very nice for me.
Let's take
What
a
is with
pause
his
right
hair?
here. And the tan, he looks like he just got electrocuted.
He's looking very rough right now. The
And
hair's not
where
looking
is best?
floppy
He's
flat.
wearing a blue tie. What? Isn't his
He
thing the
sometimes
red
wears
tie?
blue ties. He alternates between red and blue.
Oh, okay.
This is his alt costume.
Oh,
The
he's going to
secondary
fight
uniform.
himself like in Street Fighter?
Yeah, exactly. This is his
a
his
talent
secondary
swap.
gear. Yeah.
And yet, for some reason, the communist Democrats in Atlanta made a mug.
Wow, look at how
Hotbed
he's
of
clenching his,
communism.
clenching his jaw like he just did like 7 lines of blow. Like he's so wired right here.
All right, I just beat the old Trump. Who am I fighting next? Zangief? Bring it in. Come on, big guy. Not very good. Not mobile. Very slow. I could take him.
Atlanta made a mugshot of me. That's a mugshot because I said the election was rigged, and I believe it more strongly than ever. It was a rigged election.
That's not why they made a mugshot of you. I love how they try to downplay. No, they made a mugshot of you because you're accused, and actually there's audio evidence of you trying to tell the Georgia state officials to change the vote counts.
He seriously looks like a Madame Tussauds version of Trump right now. It's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
Election. We all know why, and we know what they're doing, and we
all know.
certainly get it.
Oh,
We get
But I know I'm your favorite president, and they make me look like a criminal, but it completely and
Well,
totally backfired, as you probably
You're
read.
kinda
Since
helping
my
out,
mugshot
making
was
you look like a
released, our
criminal.
campaign has raised over $10 million. The people
Which is crazy.
get it. The people know this is a sham and a scam. This is nothing but election interference. They want to interfere with our election so they can try and damage me with all these bullshit lawsuits.
oh!
Profanity.
Whoa!
Shock
Ew.
knock.
They're trying to damage me.
Vagina. I mean, it does
I mean, with
raise
all
a good
these-
point inadvertently, I would say. Like, isn't this like kind of backfiring? Like the fact that they're throwing all this shit at him, like it's clearly to get him to not run for president. I mean,
Is it?
But he's already running for president.
Yeah, he's running. Do you think they?
Well, I think
would
they want to
think he
tie
would-
him up with shit, so that his campaign will be.
Who's
down.
they? When you say they, who's they?
The government.
Which government? Like who in the
Different-
government?
The entire government.
The whole government doesn't want Trump
Yes,
to run.
the Justice
I mean,
Department.
it sounds a little. Oh, okay. There we go.
I think he did an illegal thing and they're following through with it. And if there are consequences that help him, okay, they're still going to follow through with the illegal thing.
I think I think the Georgia thing is the most illegal thing that he did.
Yeah.
I really do think the other cases are like pretty much bullshit that they're piling on.
Well, regardless of the like how illegal what he did was, also I just feel like to your point, Darren, I don't think they're that organized. I think it's such a bureaucratic system that it takes 2 years to get a case together before you could start trying the person. They were getting all their ducks in a row for the last 2 years, and that's why they're doing it now.
Yeah, but I think I think the same faction that wants to get rid of Trump has been wanting to get rid of Trump for like 7 years. So like it's just a continuous stream of trying different stuff.
Well, maybe he shouldn't give them so much ammo.
I agree. That's not a defense of Trump. I mean, Trump is an idiot that
I hear what
walks
you're saying.
into everything that they throw at him and makes it worse. But
I'm not sure it's necessarily backfiring, but I think it is making his base support him more. It's like giving him.
But that really only
like
helps him in
martyr
the primary, which he was going to win anyway.
There were polls this week that asked who would win, a Trump or Biden, and Trump is ahead by a few points.
Really?
If the election was Trump and Biden,
hasn't he been consistently ahead for like a year? I think.
Oh, okay. So,
but I mean, again, his whole shtick, and there may be some truth to it, even though he's a weirdo. Is they're out to get me? Like they're out to get me. You have to support me so that you have to give me money and buy my mugshot mug. Because they're out to get me and I'm persecuted. So if you actually persecute the guy,
well,
you're giving
there's
him
a difference
on a
between
platter.
Persecute and prosecute.
I think.
Oh my goodness!
They're out to get him because he's
Sid. Get on CNN with that line right now.
I can't be the first one to say that.
Well,
there's a difference between.
We're on semantics now, but I do think there is something to it when, like. You go after a guy with anything you can, and then this time they actually uncovered something that might be useful to actually like get rid of him. So I feel like, but it doesn't mean he's being any less persecuted. You know what I mean? And it's again, persecuted is a loaded word. It makes it sound like I'm sympathetic to Trump. I am not, but I think it's just a heel versus heel match. I think it's like, one shitty faction trying to get rid of another shitty faction. So I think there is some truth to it. It's just like when Trump would go on the debate and go like, crooked Hillary, he's a piece of shit. He's crooked too, but it doesn't mean what he's saying is wrong. You know what I mean? I feel like it's the same thing here.
I suppose. I just feel like if he had enough actual evidence to go after Hillary or Biden or whoever when he was president, it would have been exactly what's going on now times 10, but he just didn't have anything actual to do.
I don't think it's that. I think he's just full of shit, and like he ran on getting rid of Hillary Clinton, but he didn't even really want to be president that bad. He just got into into your photo op.
Do you think let's say he wins, is he gonna do a bunch of things to try to get Biden?
I would like to say that. I would like to say yes. That would be one of the few good things about a Trump presidency, but I don't believe that they would do it.
I don't think he would.
And I don't think it's good to do that. Like in principle, like just like I would love to see Trump locked up, and just like I would love to see Biden in the next cell from Trump. I don't think doing that is really a good thing to do. I think using the government to like shit on people who are your opposite members in the other party is just not. It's like a slippery slope to authoritarianism, even though the target of it might be someone that I despise, like Trump. I don't think it's good. I think it's a bad precedent.
So I want to play just a few more seconds of this clip because there is comedy coming.
Try and damage me with all these bullshit lawsuits that you see flying all over the place. But it's election interference. It's orchestrated by crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country.
It's not sleepy Joe anymore?
Along with the deep state. And
on
November 5th.
Didn't 25% of presidents own slaves? I feel like even Joe Biden is fucking terrible. We can say that, but I mean, come on.
Oh my God! It looks like he just has 3 lips on his face right now. With his paw.
It looks
3
like
pairs
someone
of lips
photoshopped horizontal vaginas onto it.
Yes. Oh my, or buttholes.
Shaved vaginas.
Vagina.
Vagina.
Shaved
I'm gonna screenshot that, put that on the cover art of this week's episode.
She shaved her cat, which was named Vagina.
Cat was named Vagina.
All right, here's the best part of the video.
Along with the deep state. And on November 5th, 2024, it's going to backfire again when we win back the White House and make America great again.
Again.
I just want to thank you for your tremendous support. And here it is. If you want to go out and get it, you can go out and get it. Have fun with it.
Have fun with it.
People do like it, I must say.
I want to make it clear. He raises up a shirt, which is his mugshot, and then the words "Never Surrender," which is like become his catchphrase now.
Even though it's a picture of him surrendering.
Even though it's literally him surrendering.
How many people have posted cum tributes to this picture so far, Rob? Do you know?
Oh, I haven't seen any. They haven't come across my timeline.
What? They didn't come across your timeline?
Yeah.
What's
a
a
cum tribute? I assume it's when you print out the photo and jizz all over it. And
Yes,
take a photo
yes.
of the
Correct.
So you have to buy this thing to make
No.
money.
No, you can just print a JPEG.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be more authentic if you.
Or I mean, if you have a tablet, put a little like Saran wrap on the tablet. Come on your tablet.
What if I have an NFT of this Never Surrender photo?
I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he sells one. Trump
Rob,
is going all in.
What's the best way, Rob, technologically speaking? Because I know you're a tech guy. If I want to come on an NFT, what would be the best way to do that without damaging my monitor?
Well, again, we'll put some Saran wrap around the monitor.
Oh, but that's not actually touching it.
Well, even if you're coming on the monitor, you're not touching. You're not touching the photo. You're touching digital pixels.
Right. So
interpreting.
I'm saying, should I print it out? Like, what should I do?
Oh, printing. Then yeah, printing is the safest way. Absolutely.
Fair enough. Should I try turning it off? Piece of art.
Rob, could you answer Dusty Rhodes Muffler's question?
Can Rob make a cum tribute on that Ron Jeremy pick? No, I cannot. I'm sorry.
It's just too much.
You can, you just won't because you don't want us to have
maybe
nice
that'll
things.
be a Patreon tier. You know, a private photo.
Oh yeah, we could just each of us we could do cum tributes to whatever picture you send in.
Right.
We could just turn.
That's
our
got to be a
Patreon
high.
into an OnlyFans.
That's a high end. That's a high tier.
Like a couple of grand.
I got plenty of cum to go
Requires
around.
someone.
Whatever. It's cheap. I don't care.
Sid's, yours will be on a lower tier.
Yeah.
Rob, instead of doing that, why don't you recreate the Ron Jeremy photo? With
who?
I don't have a belly button hernia though.
You have a third butt cheek.
What if my belly button becomes that Ron Jeremy photo?
What if you actually stick a chicken tempura roll in your belly button and that's the belly button hernia?
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll do some practical effects like John Carpenter.
But who's the woman in the picture then? In Rob's recreation?
Noah.
Oh, she'd have to
Got to fly her in for that, or is this a
town.
Photoshop?
You don't have to actually put your schwanz next to her. You could, because it's cut off. You can just like wear underwear, but she'd be in the same position.
You think Noah would be into that, Rob?
I don't know if I'm into that. That'd be a little awkward being that close to Noah.
All right,
like
we'll find some other woman.
Sister Rabba?
Oh, that's less awkward. Thanks, Sid.
Good idea. That might be less awkward, honestly.
Bobka, yes, Dusty Rhodes Muffler has it right.
Bobka would never be that close to me. Get out of here.
Even if you had food in your belly button that she could nip at?
Yeah.
Mm.
You just pack a little Alpo in there.
Yeah, but it was sausage.
Sausages.
Put a sausage in your
sausages.
She doesn't eat that.
Yum.
We have some. It wouldn't be my birthday without Dave Mustaine news.
Oh,
okay.
We have some of that. He recently announced that he's moving to Italy.
Oh.
He's some patriot. He is. Am I right, folks? Mr. Patriot over here. Mr. Rock the Vote. He's leaving the country.
is this like a vacation home, or he's just that's it? He
He's
doesn't
moving.
live in America anymore.
According to this article, he sounds like he's literally moving there.
Wow.
That's right.
But I could be reading into it, but it seems
No.
like
Should we have Darren do it, or should we just watch the video of him saying it? What do you think
Let's
is
watch.
best?
If there's video, we should watch.
I'm gonna move it to the Italy. That's a spicy meatball.
Is he buying Nick Menza's ancestral home and like tearing it down and building a mansion?
That's why
Just
he's
for spite?
moving there. That makes sense.
I make a much better lasagna than a Menza family.
He's deporting them to America and taking their place.
Take that, Mrs. Menza. You are no good. You're no good, Puttanesca.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up.
I love that. All right, let's hear this. Let's hear this rant from Dave.
You know, tonight is the last night of our European tour.
Darren, can you stop talking? We need to hear Dave.
Oh,
oh wait, no, that's Dave
sorry. Go play it. Go.
And I have something very special I need to tell you guys. I love you too. Hang on a second. A couple of weeks ago, I just bought a house in Italy.
Okay, so you bought a house.
Metal thing for stage manager.
So think about that. You wake up tomorrow morning and you see me out your window, and I'm walking with my boxes.
Good material.
And you go, fuck, man, that looks like Dave Mustaine. Look at all those guitars. Shit, that's gotta be him.
It's in full Darren impression mode right now.
There was a platinum. There was some more awards. That's gotta be Dave. I gotta tell you, I am so excited to be able to call Italy a new place.
Play a fucking song!
Yeah, seriously, who gives a fuck?
I paid $350 for this fucking seat.
I want to thank you all for your graciousness in helping teach me how to be a good resident here and how to learn how to live the Italian life. But for now, one thing I do not need to teach you, I don't teach you guys, I don't need to teach you how to thrash or how to fucking have a good time in a concert, because I can hear you're having a good time.
But also, if I see any one of you approach my property, I have told security to shoot to kill. Stay the fuck away from me.
And also that fucking Estunada, James Hetfield, he kicking me Kanya, a fungul. A fucking fungul.
So while we were talking, we had an album that we released called The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead.
Oh, it came out while he was talking?
Yeah, amazing time.
It was written and performed while he was
It was the
talking.
highest charting album ever in Italy, so I want to thank you guys for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Get out, let's see. I'm working on it, right?
Right.
I learned a couple other words in
Uh-oh.
Italian.
Fucking feel you the Budana, fucking James Hetfield, a fungul.
Remember?
Francesco
remember the word I
Rinaldi.
learned, right? I learned prostituti,
Spaghetti.
and then I learned stronzo. But this isn't about me telling you how badly I speak Italian. This is about us playing a new song for you from a new record. This is called We'll Be Back.
New song. No, go back to talking about your house. Go back to talking about your house.
Please talk about the house. Oh, him playing the new fucking shitty song, a fucking fungul. No, the fucking stupid song, fuck off, fuck you. Fuck you, Dave Mustaine. Nobody want to hear this.
I can't wait until he starts shooting cameos from like Vatican City and shit.
Oh my god. Hey Kevin, I'm on the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa to wish you a happy 47th birthday.
It's coming. You know it's coming.
So he's not moving to Italy. He bought a house in Italy. That's different.
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna be
Like a vacation
he
home.
needed a tax shelter, so he invested his money in an Italian house. And he's gonna go visit once in a while. That's really what's going on. Oh, I don't know about the tax shelter, but I assume, right? Like, why is he buying a house in Italy out of nowhere?
I mean, why not if you could afford it?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a house in Italy.
His next Instagram post is gonna be he's like feeling up the balls of Michelangelo's David. Hey, take that, jerk!
Buongiorno, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Just like Ellefson, it's another David who can't keep his dick in his pants.
Exactly. But at least this David is not in front of a 17-year-old girl.
Maybe.
That's true.
They let anybody into that fucking museum.
You know what? That's a good point. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Thank you.
Fucking David. God damn. Never trust a David.
Yeah. Dave's good. David's bad. That's the rule.
Dave Foley did some weird shit.
Sure. It's true.
He's very beautiful.
Aw.
I meant David, the statue.
Yeah.
Fun, cool.
I do like this Italian Dave accent. I think it works.
Mangia mia, hey, this fucking nigga mezza mother. She know making the good lasagna. I see this a guy in the bed, the bathroom, in the bar. He's a girl guy, girl. Girl, a guy, a girl.
Girl, guy, girl.
God. Still can't believe he said that.
A lot of people think of the Satana, they think he's a red. He's not a red. He's a very beautiful.
Bella.
He's bellissimo. Bellissimo.
Okay, so I'm now seeing that he later in the show he said something else.
He's moving to France.
Yeah.
No, he said what I said about me moving here is true. Derek, do you want to read it? It's in the Blabbermouth article. But it turns out the reason they're moving to Italy is his wife has a quote boutique wine company called House of Mustaine.
Oh my!
The Blabbermouth article is not in the rundown.
Oh, it's not. That's in the link. Livecast links.
Oh,
here, I'll send it to you on the chat, on the private chat. Boom. And so that's. I didn't realize that he has a wine company too. So I guess there's a vineyard.
And they had a beer. Didn't he have a beer? And now he has a wine.
Yeah, but the beer. It's not like the beer was just licensing his name. It was
Okay.
a beer, a big French Canadian beer company that was just licensing his name.
And this is not that. This is more hands-on.
It seems as though that is so.
So it'll probably be worse.
They had a Southern California vineyard, and now they're expanding to La Marche.
Wow.
Italy. So, Darren, did you find the quote?
Yeah. Later in the concert, Mustaine added, "What I said about me moving over here is true." In case you were thinking it was like bullshit, because you'd be justified in thinking that. And I'm really excited to live in Italy when we do. We're going to keep our residency in the States, but we are going to be living here. And we really look forward to meeting a lot of you. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun together.
Weird.
Imagine just like he's in Italy walking around and then like, I'll have a baguette. Just everything he says just is followed by that all over Italy.
It's me, Dave.
Can I get a little extra milk in my latte?
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. You're doing standards. Crooning.
Not going to top that joke. All right. Well, thank you, Dave Mustaine, for reminding us you still exist. Hopefully, he'll be shooting cameos from down there, and then we could have them on the show. We could. It's been a while since we've visited his cameo. Actually, now that I think,
I have to assume it's been dormant because they're on tour. No, you think he's doing them from tour?
He's doing them from aisle 6 in the wine supermarket. Of course, he's going to do them on tour. NASCAR
it looks
race.
like it is. It looks like it is because the wine aisle one. Or no, he's in a suit store. Okay, we got to watch this cameo now. Hold on, folks. Yeah, we're doing a quick
And it's been
breaking
so
news cameo.
It's been so long that there might be new ones we didn't get to, even if they did go on tour.
It's true.
Oh, this is interesting. Cameo now tells you the average length of a cameo. I think 117 is a good length.
Also, look, his rate dropped. I feel like it was higher.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I remember it being $400. Now it's $300. I could be wrong though, but it could just be that the demand has died down, so he's lowering his prices.
I feel like Cameo's had its moment. Like it's sort of on the down slope.
Yeah.
Well, people still have birthdays though.
I'm not saying it's down to zero. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it was
I
really
agree.
burgeoning for a while.
This is the biggest victim of the Biden administration cutting back on COVID relief for people, is that we no longer have the extra money to buy frivolous cameos.
Ben, dude, I think I remember you. How are you? I'm so happy to hear from you. Listen, I'm just walking backstage and just getting ready to head out to my bus for a quick acai bowl before I go on stage. Get some energy. And saw you reached out, and I just had to say hello. I'm so excited you're doing well, and
I have never heard a less tough way to say a quick acai bowl.
Fuck you, Dave.
We got to hear that again.
Acai bowl.
That was so shocking to me. And to be clear, acai bowls are delicious.
I've never had one.
Mr. fucking Italian eating an acai bowl. Fuck out of
to my bus for a quick acai bowl before I go on stage.
He says acai.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, mine has ass in it.
Just getting ready to head out to my bus for a quick acai bowl before I go on stage. Pick me up, get some energy. And saw you reached out, and I just had to say hello. I'm so excited you're doing well, and well, actually, you said you're confused about something, but you didn't really say what. I hope you're not confused about
confused
anything
why you
I've
pronounce
done. I
acai
sure would
wrong.
like to help
This is too close.
lighten your mood up, too, if you feel like it. Maybe
It's like
you
Joe
can
Campbell.
write back sometime and tell me how you're doing, and, you know, what it is, so I can
Send me another
help encourage you
$300
about
and
it.
write
Yeah.
it
But
down.
anyways, I think I do remember you, and if not, well, we're going to be new friends, right? I'm going to get blinded out in the sun any second now. All right, buddy, you take it easy, and I look forward to seeing you somewhere, someplace soon. If you probably remember Dave McLeod, maybe you can hit him up and figure out how we can say hello again and see how you've been. All right, see you later, buddy.
Whoa!
Hey, David, just want to make sure you got that message. Hit me back, okay, bud? Thank you.
What?
What the
No,
fuck?
he
Hey,
thought.
Chris, this is Dave
Wait,
Mustaine,
hold on. He thought he was
sent you a
responding to a
message.
voicemail or something.
Yeah, what is this?
Hey, David, just want to make sure you got that message. Hit me back, okay, bud? Thank you.
What?
Is
Is
this
there, like,
the
an
beginning of the
explanation?
reunion tour? This is David Ellis. I swear this looks like those TikTok old filters, but there's no filter. This is
Oh,
just,
my God.
this is sad.
This is a
not
young
flattering.
filter on Dave.
Hey, David, just want to make sure you got that message. Hit me back, okay, bud? Thank you.
He looks ill.
To give
He looks ill. There was a guy next to me at poker last night who I love dearly. A very nice guy, but he's really on death's door, I feel like. He's
Oh.
like 77-ish. And he's like, it's very hard for him to breathe. Even from like 6 months ago, he looks better than Dave right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough. Looks like the Grand Canyon, his face. We're all going to get there. I'm not picking on the guy. But
Hopefully we all can get there.
right. But, he's not that old. Like, he's old. He's older than the curve of the average person, but he's not that old. He's not,
Gonna send
not
you a
fucking
message.
ancient, right? He's like 60,
61,
61.
yeah.
He looks terrible.
give Harry. Do me a favor. Let
Lot
me
of
know
hard living.
how harsh you want me
Those
to be,
subpar
because
ginger genetics.
I don't want to get too crazy on him, okay? Hit me back and I'll do this right away. All right, buddy?
What? Half of
so
these are
here's-
just him saying, "Get
here's-
back to me."
Here's what I'm gathering. These people put in requests, and his only way to like message them back is to post a cameo. So he's posting the cameo to get a response from them to post a new cameo, but he doesn't realize he should check don't make it public.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
that's what's going on. Which is amazing.
All right.
Thank you, Cameo, for giving us this gift. Let's see if there's one or two
Hello,
more.
me. Meet the real me.
Share the video, Rob.
Hey, Eric.
Okay, hold on.
Hi, Tina. It's Dave.
Oh, no.
Got your
All these
message,
videos are playing.
and this is Dave Mustaine, and I'm reaching out giving you a roast from Amir Shah. And he says you're an award-winning actor in his series, Are You Amir Shah? And that you're very, very odd, which is interesting way to describe someone you don't. Okay, so where do I start? I've been doing more now.
What are you doing?
Very, kind of in 1984 language, it's uncool, or it's or unspeak, unnice. Yeah. Anyways, Amir also says a lot of casting directors don't like working with you because you're too weird and too odd, and that you love Megadeth. Well, that could explain everything, right? Anyways, don't ever change, and I wish you the best with your career. Unfortunately, I know nothing about you, so I hope you're a good dude, and I wish you well. And I hope you get to see a Megadeth concert soon, especially since you're a fan and just not some random guy I'm talking to.
Give me more money.
Anyways, take it easy, Eric. And,
so I'm guessing Amir wrote all these jokes for him to say that you're a bad casting director and nobody likes you because you like Megadeth, and he's just ruining the bit. Right. He's like, why would I say that? You seem like a great person.
Right. Very strange.
Asking me to do this. This has been fun.
He's just too nice, Rob. He's just too nice, Rob. He's too
all right, one last one.
I've been martial art a long time.
Oh, this one's in his
On
office.
and off. I started when I was 12. And
wait, let's start this over.
Showroom.
Hold on.
He broke out the ski cap.
Showroom Ryu.
There we go.
Hi, Tina. It's Dave.
Oh.
Got your message, and okay, so where do I start? I've been doing martial art a long time.
Just one martial art.
I started when I was 12.
Combat sport.
Did Showroom Ryu. And then I stopped for a little while, and then I picked it back up again and studied Kung Fu Sensu, and stopped for a little while, and then started training in Lima Lama for a very short period of time. And then I found Sensei, Professor.
And then
Sensei
I found
Benny,
more Mando.
and I was so completely blown away with him and his outlook and his guidance and his mentoring. So much there that a lot of schools and a lot of teachers just don't possess. They
Yeah, I signed
have
up for
the
that
time
1 minute
to invest in
17
students
second
one-on-one
cameo. Can I
because
get
their
that?
schools are let's face it, a lot of the schools are money marketplaces. They just put people in there and churn them as much as they can.
Is that the school you go to, Rob?
That start martial art really go all the way to black
They're
belt.
very much not.
The percentage is really low, but 100% of the white belts that come in there, they get an opportunity of building them into customers before they become real students. So I don't know that
was a concern of mine at first.
Relationship is still out there. So I credit a lot of the things that happened to me and for me when I was under Sensei Benny's guidance and his
What's
training.
your sensei's name,
It's so
Rob?
hard to try and say guidance or training
Mark
or
and
anything like that,
Steven.
because he really was one of the greatest men I've ever met. And I loved him so very much. I understand now why.
You
people
marry him.
I don't
revered
call
him
them
so much,
sensei. I
because
call
he
them
truly
a
is,
professor or coach.
To me, I've never met a
Professor?
greater man.
Yeah.
I love my
The
professor.
fuck?
and he's
See,
a
there you go.
very
He
close
says it too.
second, But
This is
Sensei
absurd.
Benny
They're
was
not.
fucking
Don't you have
one of a
to
kind.
have a degree to be a
I was
professor?
gonna say, what degree?
Yeah, their
Let me see
degree
that
is their
degree.
black belt. That's their
No.
degree.
Yeah, the same thing.
It is. He's a professor of jiu-jitsu.
That's like the guy at Seinfeld wanting to be called Maestro. Get the fuck out of here with that. Professor.
Mind. And when you find someone like that, I think
This is
it
good advice. Hold on,
starts
guys.
with
Let
you
me hear
knowing
this.
that
All of a
he
sudden,
can't
Rob,
teach you unless you want to
Dave
learn.
Mustaine
So,
is like that.
He's right.
if you put that kind
Once
of
you get into
pressure
this
on-
martial arts, man, it's so easy to fucking trick these people. All
a
you gotta
fucking
say
cult.
is a professor jiu-jitsu, and the guy's like, "Whoa, that guy actually has something to say. He's interesting."
Oh, yeah. Let him speak. Let him speak.
Suddenly, Dave Mustaine's
were
making
meant-
sense to you. You got a
Oh
problem.
my god, yeah.
Or your
Yeah, he's my
Sifu, your
professor.
sensei, your professor, your trainer, whatever you call him.
Whatever you call it.
If you put that kind of pressure on them, if you don't have that kind of a relationship, you're kidding
Professor
yourself.
Duclaw.
So I would say really try and invest in what you can bring to your classes, not what you can get out of it.
PhD of
And
pain.
what you can bring to the school, not what you can take from it. And watch how
Isn't that what a
how
Megadeth lyric?
quickly your relationship with the students there
Don't
and the
do it-
instructors
don't ask what
there,
you can
and
do for your
even the
country.
head
Ask what
instructor
yes.
or
You
master
can
of
do
the
it for your
school, or
country.
in this case,
Don't ask what your class could bring to you.
Yeah.
Ask what you could bring to your class.
Take no prisoners. Take no strons.
Rob, what do you bring to your class? Orange wedges? What's your responsibility?
I bring a positive attitude and a willingness to learn.
That's not enough. Bring some.
Do you show up on
fucking food
time
or
to your class?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bring some fucking like.
I mean, you got to show up. I actually show up early because you got to
What?
give yourself some time to change. That's right.
Darren, we got to interview some of his classmates to find out what that's like.
When we went out to eat the other day, we should have told him it was a jiu-jitsu class.
Oh my
You should have. I would have definitely walked over then. I explained why that happened. That
was a ridiculous explanation. That didn't make
it was
anything.
absurd. It's absurd. It's absurd. I agree.
This fucking guy.
I decided to drive over when I could have walked over, and by driving over, it took so much longer. It took twice as long than if I were to walk over because I had to find parking.
And you
it was
did not let
impossible.
us know you were running late. I had to text and G-chat you, and then finally, 10 minutes after I did that, you replied,
What?
"Oh yeah."
I was busy stressing the hell out because I couldn't find a parking
You
spot.
weren't alone in the car. You had someone else there with you that could have relayed the
That's true.
message.
That's true. It was very inconsiderate of me, and I apologize. I have tried to make an effort to not be late anymore.
As a
Just not in that
self-declared,
instance.
as a self-declared professor of jiu-jitsu, I forgive you, student.
Thank you.
Rob being on time to hit or early to his jujitsu classes is like when you break up with someone and then find out they lost a bunch of weight and are way better looking now than they were when they were with you. It's like, oh great, someone else gets to have the perfect version of them. I got.
Well, maybe if this, you know what this podcast needs to do? It needs to result in me having like 2 hours of anxiety leading up to the start of it, and then I'll show up early.
I thought that's what my presence in this whole thing was to give you the anxiety. No,
No, that's anxiety during the show. I don't have it leading up to the show.
That makes him not want to show up. That's why he's
God
late.
damn it!
Yeah, I need it's because I'm so anxious. I'm like, all right, I better get going. I want to get done.
To be fair, if Rob's late to anything we do, he's not going to get punched in the balls. But if he's late to that show, then
Well, he
That
gets
is one of
punched in
them.
the balls either way when he goes to jujitsu.
Honestly,
well, no,
you know,
Sensei
well,
Benny will be extra hard on him.
I guess as a white belt, it's considered, bad form to be late because you're missing warm-ups. But there are higher belts that intentionally show up late to avoid doing the warm-ups if they just want to do the rolls.
What happens
Wow.
to them?
No, you can get away with. I mean, you don't, it like Dave Mustain's point. It is a business, so they're not gonna like say you can't come to class because
But
they
isn't that
want
like
your money.
disrespectful?
Yeah, it's just disrespectful. But as a higher belt, it is apparently not as disrespectful. It is less frowned upon to show up a little late. You still got to show up for some of the warm ups, but
What are they
nobody shows
teaching
up
you?
more. Nobody
teaching-
shows up more than like 5 minutes late.
The higher belt you have, the more disrespect you can do.
This
What
is
kind of
not.
fucking
I want to be
class
clear.
is this?
They didn't teach this to me. I just see this in BJJ memes on
the
Instagram.
culture, bro.
It's just it's the culture. It's
You're
the
into
culture.
BJJ meme culture now, Rob?
I'm not into the meme culture. It's suggested to me because I follow certain accounts to learn about technique
John
and form.
Joseph.
I do not follow John Joseph. I do follow a parody account of John Joseph.
What the-
JJ's hairpiece, which is pretty funny
Oh
because
my
they just
god!
they just
Is that
mock-
run by Harley Flanagan?
It might be. Sometimes I'm just like, wow, they're really going hard on him, but he kind of deserves it, so it's okay.
I don't know who any of these people are.
From the Cro-Mags.
John Joseph, the former singer of Cro-Mags, and Harley Flanagan is the founder of Cro-Mags, the
I would've-
bassist who hates his guts,
Okay,
who
I
stabbed
would've
him
known
or tried to
the-
stab him at a show a few years ago.
Okay. Didn't know his name.
And you will go back to now never needing to know his name.
Well,
again.
the thing about John Joseph now is he's since COVID he's like a vegan, and then since COVID he's become like a total COVID like mask vax denier, like super just pushing back on anything, and he's moved from the Village to Florida. That's that's where the punk
From
rock
the Village to the Villages.
It's like everyone on Facebook who complains about New York but lives in Jersey and Long Island.
exactly,
Same thing.
and he's done it.
Got it.
And so there we go. Oh, here, Quick Man cometh with some insight. He says it's a seniority thing, I think, with the higher belts. I did Taekwondo years ago, and it was kind of the same thing. White belts are the low man on the totem pole. Absolutely, yeah.
No, I understand that.
You
I
have to
get
show
that.
your humbleness.
I get that part of it. But when the humbleness requires you to show up on time and the higher people don't have to fucking do that, that's a little bit out of bounds to me.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like you're allowing them to break rules.
Yeah,
because
they
they're
should
more
be the example for the less
Right.
experienced people instead of like, hey, if you stick around and do this bullshit long enough, we won't make you do the bullshit part anymore.
Exactly. Like I
It's
can
acknowledging that it's all bullshit.
if they would get maybe certain more privileges,
Yeah.
that'd be a positive.
They
way.
do get more privilege,
Right,
yes.
but
You
this
can-
is
they're
like-
allowed to stay after class as well and do more
Oh, they're
techniques.
allowed. Do they have to pay more? You get a bill for that?
No, it's all.
So you don't know that. You're
It's
not
just
a
one
higher
monthly
belt.
fee. It's
What
true,
if-
but no, it's just a monthly fee. Everyone pays the same monthly fee.
When do you get this fucking belt? You get a yellow belt next?
I get a blue belt, and that's at least a year.
What belt do you have now?
White.
I'm a white belt with one stripe.
Can
and
we
there's,
see it?
Up to 4 stripes.
Get your gi. Go.
No, I don't want to go get it.
Get
Oh.
It's a white belt with a stripe. You've seen white belts. They look just the
Where
same.
have I seen white belts?
On television.
I've
You
never
watched
seen it.
Karate Kid.
I never seen a 6'5" size white belt. though.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. And it's actually, I've lost some weight, so now like my pants keep falling during class. It's very annoying.
Oh, I'm sure that's not on purpose at all.
Oh man, I told you.
Oopsie.
That's my technique. That's my
Oopsie,
technique
my
to stop
penis.
the roll.
Everybody.
Oh, come on. That's not even what
You BJJ flasher.
you're a jerk.
BJJ collector.
Oh no.
There was a guy who had his whole. Oh,
Here's
there
my,
we go.
Here's my white belt.
It
with
looks
the-
like you're flashing your cock the way you have that.
You're terrible, Sid.
What?
Here's me with some buds.
Oh, you're with
There it is.
Cesaro.
Is that Noah's brother in the middle?
That is not.
It's not tall.
Those are my rolling buddies. A purple belt and a blue belt.
Are they going to be at your birthday thing today?
They're not.
Okay.
Any,
No-
any
no one from my
BJJ
BJJ.
people at all?
No BJJ people. No.
That would have
wanna-
been my ticket to make up an excuse to not go. So now
He doesn't want to mix.
You don't want to get choked out.
I don't
You
want to
don't
be
wanna
around
get-
that
you
kind
wanna
of
get-
toxic masculine energy, Rob.
You don't want to get caught up in a wrong. I did learn this week.
3
one of
former
my-
rapists in your class.
One of my closest friends in the class, the person who not the person who I train with the most, the second most person that I train with. I've learned he's a cop. So,
So
folks,
former
that's
rapist,
it.
yeah.
My
Is that him driving up to your
indoc-
place right now?
my indoctrination. They're actually driving to your places. You both are getting arrested.
God damn it.
My indoctrination is starting to happen now. So
Uh.
I'm gonna have to start listening to some Joe Rogan podcasts.
5-finger death
That's
punch.
that's my homework for next week. Yes, 5-finger death. I mean, I've been exclusively listening to it in the BJJ class. The 5-finger death punch. I
Jesus
celebrate their
Christ.
entire discussion. No. That's. I don't think. I'm not sure I've heard 5-finger death punch in the class. It's mostly classic rock or like good hip hop, like Run the Jewel, stuff like that. Or
Good
then
hip
there's,
hop
like-
meaning at least one white member.
Yeah, no, but or it was like that, and then like they played Wu-Tang Clan, and there was like some Biggie and Tupac. It was the one professor who likes hip hop has really good taste, and then there's one who is a Dominican guy, so it's a lot of, like Latino.
Said IO digital cable song over and over.
It's a lot of
Spectrum
stuff
one.
like that, but honestly.
Hey, this BJJ ain't done.
I don't mind it. It's fine. It kind of works. There just needs to be something so you don't just hear the sound of people grunting and breathing heavily while
like
rolling around. It has to mute that sound.
What we play in BJJ in Italy is a cinque finger morte punch. Great band.
All right, let's move on to our Spotify picks. Every week we each pick a song for our Spotify playlist called the RIP Livecast Music Break. You can search for it on Spotify. And let's see here. My pick this week is a new track, the first new single in quite a while from Job for a Cowboy. I think maybe even 10 years. I don't know. Song The Agony Seeping Storm. I'm a fan of Job for a Cowboy. You know, I don't really listen to too much metal nowadays. I'm kind of doing more electronic house stuff. But when I heard they had a new song out, I was like, oh, I need to check this out. I'm curious. And it's very fun. It's very good. It's very heavy. And Naveen from Entheos, we were just talking about him before we went live. He actually plays drums on the album, so you guys should check that out. Former friend of the show. No longer friends with us anymore for some reason, after what Darren said about him. No, that's not true.
What? What did Darren say?
Nothing. I'm just joking. Anyway, that was my song, Job for a Cowboy. They're back. They have a new album coming out soon. That's what I picked. Sid, what was your pick?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the three of us were at the comedy show a couple nights ago, Kevin McDonald, and it was at a indie rock concert space. And before the show started, they were just playing various tracks on the PA, and at one point a really catchy punk song came on that I'd never heard before, so I Shazammed it, and because I really liked it. And then a few songs later, another really good song came on that I also Shazammed, and it turns out both were by the same band. It's a band called Snooper, which I'd never heard of before. Apparently they're from Nashville. They are on Third Man Records, which I guess is Jack White's record label. They just put out their first album last month. So I listened to it. It's very good. 14 songs over 23 minutes. So this is perfect punk rock up my alley. I picked the song Fitness, which is a very fun, quick toe tapper of a punk song, and I think y'all will like it. Darren, what was your pick?
Well, my pick was supposed to be Bray Wyatt's theme song because he just died.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it was not available on Spotify. Thanks to WWE. So it's very hit and miss which songs are available on there. So I quickly went to grab a System of a Down cover of a Wu-Tang Clan song that they recorded a while ago, but Sid informed me that was already on the playlist. So it's kind of on the fly, picking something at the last second. And then Sid reminded me that Jimmy Buffett died also. So I put a Jimmy Buffett song on there called Pencil Thin Mustache that I know my mother likes. I'm not the world's biggest Jimmy Buffett fan, but I do feel bad that he died. And he was a frequent contributor to that mechanical drawing class that I told about.
Oh, wow.
Famous
Okay.
class.
For a second, I thought you were he was a frequent contributor to the Livecast. I was like, what?
Oh, no. Yeah, in the early days when he was about 30, he was on.
to our college show.
Yeah, my easy listening radio experience in that mechanical drawing class is famous on this show. He was a part of it, and I generally like his whole vibe. The laying on the beach thing and just drinking and doing stuff. And I did go to his Margaritaville restaurant on vacation once, and it was very nice for a chain restaurant. I enjoyed it, so that's my pick, and I hope you enjoy it too.
And RIP this week, we've got two of them. We've got Rob is Prehistoric. And for Jimmy Buffett, we've got Rest in Pina Coladas. So there you go. A couple RIPs. I think I missed the RIP a couple weeks ago, so this makes up.
And I want to, of course, mention our Patreon. We just posted a brand new bonus episode where we did a listen along to the last full length from Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy, controversial album. And we had a lot of actually positive things to say about it. Don't get me wrong. We had a lot of negative things to say about it. But we also had some positive, which was
we were fair.
Surprising. Yeah. So definitely check that out. And there's tons of great stuff in there. 3 years plus of bonus episodes. We do 2 a month. $5 a month gets you access to all the bonus episodes, the entire archive. It's quite a deal. That could be your birthday present to me. A little Patreon subscription. I would appreciate the support, as would my co-hosts.
Yeah.
And if you want to throw in a few extra bones, $10 a month, you get the VIP treatment. You're a top Livecast fan. Oh, I want to mention all these also come with Discord rewards. You get a little fancy badge in your Discord. Of course, we have our Discord chat. Go to riplivecast.com. You can join the chat for free. You just get little extra rewards in the Discord if you're a Patreon subscriber. And if you do the $10 a month tier, you're a top Livecast fan. You get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. Darren, could you do it in your Dave Mustaine Italian accent, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Eric Benjamin Dan R. Oh, Fangul. I can't even speak the English anymore. And I can't even speak in Italian either. You're a fucking fanculo. I'm in the mayor's keeper. We don't have it, the keepers. In Italy, my homeland of Italy, there's on the Jews. That's why I like it to hear. Just son of Hugo likes the tacos. I don't like it the way you make it the tacos. It's not Italian enough. You gotta put a little more of the shanamatore and the ciudadella and learn the thanks and the croita. Why you busting my culione over here? Corey and Scotty H and the Doug of Pigman. You're the fucking Pigman, and you don't come to Italy and see my show. Douglas, who are you? I'll tell you who I am. I'm the motherfucking Dave Mustaine Italian icon. Levison.
All right, folks. That was a wonderful time and a great way to kick off my 40th year on this earth. We'll see you next week. Love you. Kiss you. Bye-bye.
Oh, fun, cool.